Libra, your next birthday promises a big change. Your upcoming birthday isn't just any date on the calendar, it's a door that only opens once a year, and it's already started moving before you even noticed. You've been feeling it, a nameless restlessness, a desire to close things you didn't even know were still open. This isn't anxiety about turning another year older, it's the passage calling you first. The door has already moved, Libra. That's not an exaggeration. It's what's happening right now as you listen to this. Notice your breathing at this moment. It's changed a little since you started reading, hasn't it? That's no coincidence. It's your body recognizing something your mind is still cataloging. It's not the anxiety of another year. It's not calendar fatigue. It's the passage reopening exactly where it closed 12 months ago, and this year it carries a different weight than before. You will understand why you feel this turning point approaching even before knowing the exact date. You will recognize the 4 signs that your body and your routine are already giving you that this passage is opening. You will discover its name, the name that repeats itself with each birthday of yours, and why this year it weighs differently. And you will know clearly who you become on the other side of that door. It might seem too early to talk about birthdays, but the universe doesn't follow your calendar, Libra. It follows its own, and its countdown has already begun. Have you ever felt that no matter how much you prepare, there's a weight that creeps in weeks before your birthday? A chill in your chest, as if something still needs to be resolved before you blow out the candle. What if what you call the anxiety of another year is actually an invitation to see this milestone from a new perspective? Many believe that a birthday is just a party, cake, another number. But what if the real change begins when you understand what truly unfolds on that day? Now think about this. What if every sleepless night in the weeks leading up to the date, every sudden urge to delete old conversations, every number that insisted on appearing on its own, every weariness of celebrating out of obligation, and every feeling of carrying the previous cycle into the new one, hid a lesson you haven't yet realized? What if understanding this pattern could transform how you experience this date? Not just as someone who gets older, but as someone who finally crosses over into something bigger. It was while seeking answers to these reflections that the digital book, The 12 Laws of the Universe, that helped the zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy, was born. More than just a book, it brings together teachings and practical paths for you to understand the patterns that block your progress, break the cycle that repeats itself every birthday, and shield your energy to cross the threshold of this year whole, without carrying what is not yours. Many Librans have already begun this journey and discovered a new way of looking at their own calendar. Now it's your turn. Many Librans already feel this relief, but access to the digital book may be taken down at any moment. It's available in the first pinned comment. Don't wait for another birthday to pass to realize that the door had already opened. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the door that scares you because it's closing is the same one that only lets you in. If that first word touched you in any way, write "I cross over" below. Not for me, but because another Libra who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to reach them tonight. There's something I haven't told you about this door yet, and it's the most important thing of all. Stay with me. Before I show you the name, let me show you where you're already carrying the weight without realizing it. Because the transition doesn't begin on your birthday, Libra. It begins weeks before. In the way your body and your routine begin to prepare without your conscious consent. Look at your shoulders now. Do you feel that slight weight that was already there even before you read this sentence? It's the first sign. The first sign is a change in sleep patterns. In the weeks leading up to your due date, you wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning for no apparent reason. your chest light, but your mind already racing, as if something is being reorganized while your body is still asleep. You called it insomnia, but the universe called it an old cycle being dismantled from within, piece by piece, before the turning point. The second sign is the urge to delete old conversations. A sudden desire to delete messages, to end friendships that were practically dead on paper, to clean out your phone like someone cleaning the house before an important visitor arrives. You called it coldness, but the universe called it hands opening to receive the new, because no door is crossed with arms full of energy. The third sign is the date appearing on its own. Your birthday number, or a number close to it, starts appearing on license plates, receipts, the clock, without you looking for it. You called it a coincidence, but the universe called it a warning of a cycle closing, a way of reminding you that the countdown has already begun, whether you pay attention or not. The fourth sign is the weariness of celebrating out of obligation, a desire for this year to be different in the way we celebrate. Fewer people, less noise, more silence. Even if that seems strange to those who have always known you as the sign that brings everyone together. You called it isolation, but the universe called it a request for sacred space, because what is coming needs silence to be properly received. Notice, 4 signs, 1 call. And if you've already recognized at least 2 of them in the last few weeks, Libra, the passage is already in motion, with or without your permission. There is a path of protection, and I will open it now, before the name, before the word, because whoever bears the weight of this siege needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay. There's an old name for that, and it is precisely here that the path to protection opens up. Did you feel a chill settling in the weeks leading up to your date? Heavier than any ordinary anxiety, as if your body knew something your mind hadn't yet admitted? It was while trying to understand this chill that I realized something I want to tell you now, with all the calm this subject deserves. I spent years watching Librans arrive at each birthday, carrying the same weight as the previous year, unaware that this was precisely what was blocking their progress. It's not bad luck. It's not time passing too quickly. It's a siege of energy that accumulates precisely in poorly closed cycles, postponed decisions, incomplete farewells, promises made to oneself and abandoned on the shelf, trying to walk through the door along with you. Every sleepless night in the weeks leading up to the date is that siege weighing you down. Every conversation you wanted to delete but didn't is that siege clinging to you. Every number that insisted on appearing on its own is the cycle itself trying to warn you before it's too late to act. But what if the big turning point lies precisely in understanding this in time, before another birthday passes, carrying the same weight as the last? It was while searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The 12 Laws of the Universe that help your zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. It was born precisely from this point, from the recognition that spiritual envy is not a distant concept. It is the concrete siege that clings precisely at turning points, like your birthday, trying to prevent you from fully embracing your potential. Every door that opens once a year can also close without warning, and that's what separates those who cross over from those who only observe from afar. This phrase isn't mine. It comes from observing year after year who crossed over and who stayed outside watching their own lives repeat the same pattern. The book delivers what you need to stop being just an observer of your own journey, understanding the patterns that block your progress, breaking the cycle that repeats itself every birthday, and shielding your energy to cross the threshold of this year whole, without carrying what isn't yours, without letting the blockade in along with you, without another birthday passing just like the last one. I saw Librans arriving in January carrying the exact same weight as in February of the previous year, unwittingly repeating the cycle they swore they wouldn't repeat. And I saw the opposite. Librans who understood in time, who toasted the energy before the date, and who crossed over into a year completely different from the one they were experiencing. The complete shielding that maps the entire passage of this cycle is on this path. I'm not rushing you to decide now on impulse. I'm showing you what is only visible to those who have already gone through it before. Stay with me. I promised I'd come back to this. And now, with the path before you, the name descends. The name of this passage is ancient. It's called the Passage of Janus, named after the tradition of the guardian of thresholds, of double doors that simultaneously look at what has passed and what is to come. It's the exact point in your personal chart where one cycle ends and another begins, reactivated with each birthday, Libra. And this year, the Passage of Janus carries extra weight. A longer cycle closes along with the annual cycle, which explains why this date weighs differently from previous ones. There is a bird that doesn't choose the day of its own rebirth. The day chooses it, always at the same point in the cycle, always after overcoming what should have destroyed it. It doesn't celebrate the date out of vanity. It celebrates because it survived the fire that was necessary to sustain what comes next. That's exactly where you are now, Libra. And the turning point is the promise. The fire has passed. What remains is the rise. I saw this passage opening up again for you, Libra, not as a burden, but as an invitation. The universe isn't demanding another year of your life from you. It's offering you another chance to cross over empty-handed. There was a person who saw their birthday as just another day. Photo, cake, silence afterward. For years, the same feeling that something hadn't quite closed off returned every time the date approached. Until this person stopped treating the day as a celebration and began to treat it as a threshold, closing out loose ends, silencing the surrounding noise, arriving at the date with open hands instead of overflowing ones. The turning point they had been waiting for years happened precisely on the birthday they stopped waiting and began to cross over. Feel this now, Libra, your chest lighter, as if a part of you already knows that this story isn't about someone else. It's about you, at a point on your journey that's still to come. The doubt that still echoes is just the echo of the old cycle trying to convince you that nothing changes. But something inside you already knows that it does. There is a record that explains this. The door has already moved, Libra, and now, with your name revealed, it's time to find out who you become when you fully step through it. There are 3 ways for you to cross this passage, and each one has its own name, woven specifically for this moment in your journey. The first is the guardian of the threshold, the one who has already learned to protect her own passage before the siege tries to enter as well. She is the one who arrives at the birthday party knowing exactly what she will leave outside the door. The second is the Libra who crossed over ahead of time. Someone who sensed the turning point coming early, felt the signs weeks before, and trusted them instead of dismissing them as coincidence. The third is the phoenix of the calendar itself, the one who transformed her birthday into her own ritual of rebirth, without waiting for anyone else to understand why this year is different. Have you recognized which of these 3 called to you first, Libra? Notice your posture now, your shoulders slumping, your chin lifting slightly. That's your body acknowledging the coronation before your mind admits it. The door that scares you because it's closing is the same one that only lets you in. I've seen Librans who maintained this identity even when no one around them understood why this year's date mattered so much. Don't expect your next birthday to carry the same weight. The guardian of the threshold doesn't wait to be summoned. She positions herself before the door even moves. It was precisely in seeking to strengthen this posture that the 12 laws of the universe that help this zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy delivers the complete map for you to cross over as someone who already knows who's on the other side. Now that you know who you become, Libra, let's prepare you for the journey. The first tactic is to close the old cycle aloud. The weapon is the declaration, I release what has served its time, followed by the symbolic gesture of writing down on a sheet of paper what belongs to the previous cycle and forcefully crossing out that phrase, a physical cut to seal the energetic cut. The second tactic is to protect the date as sacred territory. The weapon is the declaration, "This day is my threshold. It's not anyone else's stage," accompanied by the decision to refuse a commitment that doesn't serve your journey, even if it means displeasing someone who is used to having you always available. The third tactic is to cross empty-handed. The weapon is the statement, "I arrive without the weight that is not mine," along with the gesture of slowly opening both hands, palms up, at the exact moment the phrase is uttered. Every sleepless night in the weeks leading up to your date, every conversation you want to delete but still carry with you, every number that insisted on popping up on its own to let you know. These three whens are the siege trying to block your journey before it even begins. The complete roadmap to navigate this path without carrying what isn't yours is within the 12 laws of the universe that help this zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy. I'm not rushing you, Libra. I'm warning you. Don't wait for the next cycle to stall before it even begins. Now change your posture for a moment, straighten your spine, relax your shoulders, because what comes next requires your whole body to be present. Close your eyes, if you can, or just soften your gaze. You're standing before an old double wooden door. One side looks to the past year. The other looks to the coming year. You feel the weight of your hand on the cold wood, not the weight of fear, but the weight of presence. You push slowly. You hear the sound of an old hinge turning slowly, as if it knows there is no hurry in this movement. And on the other side, the light changes tone. Warmer, lower, like the end of an afternoon that promises a new beginning. Stay there for a moment. Feel the air changing around you. Now let go. Let go of the broken sleep of the last few weeks. Let go of the conversation you wanted to delete. Let go of the number that kept popping up. Let go of the exhaustion of celebrating out of obligation. And active. The guardian of the threshold, protecting what crosses with you. The Libra who crossed before time, trusting what they felt before any test. The phoenix of the calendar. Itself, transforming this date into its own ritual. Before sealing this, write below the name of someone you're carrying on this journey, or if it's for yourself, write in one sentence what you're hoping the universe will give back to you. I'll read it. And you won't be writing this alone. Don't release that energy yet. We're not finished. Stay with me. The door has already moved, Libra, and now it's more open than at any other time this year. Let's cover 3 things before we wrap this up together. What you felt coming up weeks before the date, the name of the passage that repeats itself on each of your birthdays, and who you become when you cross it empty-handed. I saw you waking up in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, counting the days left without admitting it to anyone. I saw every Libra carrying that same restlessness in the weeks leading up to their birthday, not because they fear aging, but because an old part of each of you recognizes the sound of a door closing. This year, that door weighs differently. A longer cycle closes along with the annual cycle, and that's why the restlessness isn't the same as last year's. You are not alone in this journey. On every birthday, in every corner where a Libra feels this same calling, the same door moves, each in their own time, on their own threshold, carrying their own weight until their own cut. Close the old cycle aloud. Protect the date as sacred territory. Cross empty-handed. 3 tactics, 3 weapons, 1 movement. Let go before entering. The door has already moved. The door moved before you even noticed. The door moved while you slept restlessly. The door moved while you erased that conversation. And now, the door has moved, and you're right in front of it. The tactics you've employed so far need no further explanation. They're already within you, ready for the day the door truly opens. Without carrying the weight of the old cycle, without letting the siege pass by as well, without another birthday passing the same as the last. Don't let go yet, Libra. I saw you waking up in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, counting the days left without admitting it to anyone. And it was precisely at that moment that I understood that the true companion for this journey needed to be something that would stay with you beyond this video. The 12 laws of the universe that help this zodiac sign overcome spiritual envy is that companion. Not to tell you what to do each day, but to sustain the shield you've built here, right when the siege tries to test if it's real. This configuration doesn't wait, Libra. The cycle that closes this year won't offer this same window again anytime soon. Don't wait until tomorrow to test the protection you built today. If you've made it this far, Libra, something in this journey is already yours, even before the date arrives. And if you want to continue walking with those who understand this kind of transition, join our community. Here you'll find other Librans experiencing this exact same turning point, without judgment, without haste, only recognition. And there's a second door, Libra, one that only opens for those who have already passed through this first one. I'll show it to you in the next video. The door has already moved, and now it stands before you, more open than ever before. The image that opened this path, of you waking up in the middle of the night, counting the days without admitting it to anyone, can now be released, Libra. Because the countdown is over, the door is no longer moving, it's open. Now you can let go.